What's up? What's up? What's up, you guys? So this is one of those episodes that ran until 9:15. So Cajun. Now, anyway, y'all come on in, you guys. Welcome. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I think I'm sick of it. I'm not going nowhere. I'm not gonna stop reviewing the show. None of that. But I am so sick of this Mean Girl mess. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm sick of it. I'm just sick of it. So we start this off. We are at the Preakness, and the ladies are in the little lounge. You know, some of them went to go place bets. Kay was giving people money so they could go place bets. And when the ladies go to place the bets, Wendy and Jazelle have this very weird conversation about whether Angel graduated or not. Now, Wendy said, I heard she didn't graduate. And Jazelle was like, well, she told me she graduated in whatever year she said she graduated. And Wendy was just giving her that look like, I told you, I said what I said. You know, Wendy was just like, I told you she didn't graduate. I'm telling you what I said what I said. Thank you, reprimand. I said what I said. You know what I mean? And then Jazelle said, well, yeah, I did hear, I heard something on the streets about it. And then Wendy says, yeah, I heard something happen, and that's why she didn't graduate. Now, they didn't go any further than that, so we don't know what more happened. I don't know what the insinuation is, but okay, fine. Maybe she didn't graduate. I'm okay with that whole back and forth. I mean, I think that's sort of par for the course. If somebody says they graduated from somewhere and you know somebody that went to school with them, did they really graduate with you? I mean, I can see that being a thing, right? That wasn't one of the things that irritated me. So then, we're sitting at dinner and, they're sitting there having, food or whatever. And Stacy asked Jazelle, is she dating somebody? And Jazelle says, no. Okay, cool. No, she said, does she have a boyfriend? That's what she said. And Jazelle said, no. Okay. Jazelle said she didn't have a boyfriend. So then Ashley says thank you, Hibiscus Rose. I've been working hard today. Thank you for the super chat, my love. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So then Ashley says to Tia, well, I heard that you called me rude. And Tia was like, well, you knew I was standing there and you invited people somewhere, but you didn't invite everybody. That's rude. And it is. Listen, we're not going to get mad about somebody telling the truth. It's rude. If I'm going to do something and I don't want to invite everybody that is standing there, then I need to find another time to invite the people that I want to come. It is rude to invite some people to a situation when there are people standing there. So Tia was like, well, yeah, I did say that. And it is rude. So she was like, but it was sort of just tongue in cheek. Okay, I made the comment. It was what it was. So Ashley is doing her Ashley thing. And she wants to keep having a conversation about it. Baby Tia was like, listen, I don't have an issue with you. If I had an issue with you, I would have told you I had an issue with you. I said it was just tongue in cheek. I don't know what else you want from me. So then Ashley wanted to keep going. Baby Tia said, I'm not sure what you having a problem grasping. I'm not sure what part of what I'm saying you're not you are not comprehending. I told you I was good. I don't have no issue with you. And that moment, Tia became my VIP. Baby, the way she handled Ashley and wrapped her ass up and spit her out, I was here for all of that. I was here for all of that because Ashley was trying to do her Ashley thing and make that a whole moment. First of all, you were wrong because it was rude. So the rest of it doesn't even matter. It was rude. Second of all, the way that she wrapped it up and was like, baby, I said what I said. I don't know what else you're not understanding. What are you not comprehending about what I said? Oh, baby, Chef's kiss. I loved it. That was the best part of the episode, as far as I was concerned. Baby, the way Tia wrapped her ass up, and she ain't had nothing to say. I mean, Ashley was just like, at that point, Ashley was like, and then she was saved by the bell because here comes Jazzy. Now, Jazzy girl, I'm not really sure what the issue is because you showed up like you were on 20. I don't know if somebody put a battery in your back. I don't know if because you're just a friend of the show, you don't feel like you don't feel like it doesn't matter what you do. You can just kind of say what you want to say. But okay, girl. So she shows up and, she's like, she's planning the wedding and things of that nature. And so her and Angel have a conversation about, she said that her husband is going to stay. She said that her soon-to-be husband is going to stay. In Dallas, and that I guess he got another contract for this year. So she asked Angel, I guess they were like, oh, Angel, your husband played for the NFL. She was like, oh, wait, what position did he play in? So they exchanged positions. And Angel was like, yeah, he was a starter for 10 years. Now, they immediately felt like that was Angel being shady towards Jazzy. Now, I'm going to be honest. In the moment, I was like, that's petty. In the moment, I was like, why would they think she's being shady towards Jazzy? Why would she make that an issue? Like, I feel like they put in 20 on 10. I did feel like that when it first happened. Because I was like, maybe she's just proud of her husband. Maybe she's just... Because in my mind, I was like, she don't even know Jazzy. So why would she be throwing shade at Jazzy? But then, when we got later on in the episode, when they were having that conversation on the boat, then I was like, well... Angel, maybe you were being a little shady because, of course, Angel was being team KK, and KK and Jazzy have an issue. So I was like, okay, well, maybe, maybe she was being shady, okay? So Jazzy and KK seem to have an issue. I don't know what issue they have, right? Well, I do know. But Jazelle was like, well, I thought y'all were good. Like... weren't y'all just good, last year? Like, what happened? And she was like, well, I thought we were good too, but then a little birdie told me that she had an issue with me. That she was talking about me or whatever. So Jazelle was like, well, go ask her. Like, what happened? Like, go find out what's going on. So they asked Jazzy, and Jazzy was, so they asked KK, and KK was like, well, Wendy told me that you said yada, yada, yada. Wendy was like, I said, what? She said, well, Wendy said you had a problem with me. And Jazzy was like, what? So basically what happened was Wendy was on the phone with Jazzy. And when she brought up KK's name, Jazzy was like, ooh. So when Wendy talked to Jazzy, when Wendy talked back to KK, Wendy was like, girl, I think Jazzy got a problem with you. Because when I was on the phone with her, she had something to say when your name came up. She kind of, so I don't know what that's about. Now, I will say this. For me, if that's the way that Wendy said it, if Wendy said, girl, I think Jazzy got a problem with you because I was on the phone with her, and when I said your name, she kind of was like, ugh. As a friend, I could see Wendy telling KK, girl, I don't know what's going on with you and Jazzy, because da-da-da-da-da. I did not feel like that equal what KK said. KK made it seem like Wendy was like, girl, Jazzy said this, and this, and Jazzy this, that, and Jazzy. And that's not what that sounded like. It sounded like Wendy was like, girl, what's going on with you and Jazzy? Because when your name came up, she sort of was like, Yes, the equivalence is Jazzy's got a problem with you. Yes. But I don't think the way you relayed the conversation equal what Wendy said. Now, that's just me. Now, the flip side of that is when KK and Jazzy started arguing, KK threw out the, Well, at least, at least I'm not a side chick. At least I ain't marrying a man who had 2 babies on me. And immediately Jazelle was like, whoop, all right, that's too much. Now, we know Jazelle got personal issues with that. That might have gave her some PTSD. But that immediately, it just seemed like it went low really fast. You know what I mean? It just seemed like the conversation or the argument went low really, really fast. Okay. It's the you said, she said for me, grow up. Y'all too old. I'm with you, CC. Because once they said the conversation, I was like, it wasn't that deep. Like, if that's my friend, I'd be like, girl, what's going on with you and so-and-so? Because we were on the phone and when your name came up, she seemed like, so did something happen? I could see that being a very genuine thing. Like, I don't feel like Wendy was being messy. And it doesn't sound like Wendy put 20 on 10. It sounded like Wendy was like, girl, Jazzy got a problem with you. What's going on? Anyway. So then, here's where I know Potomac has a problem. It was true. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see what Wendy did wrong in that situation. I feel like Jazzy... Oh, you talking about what KK said about Jazzy? Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I mean, listen, listen, y'all know I can't tell nobody how to fight. Look, KK felt some kind of way, so she said what she said. I ain't telling nobody how to fight. You know what I'm saying? Potomac, y'all have a problem. And here's why y'all have a problem. When the First Lady of Maryland rolled up, she didn't want to be on camera. And I thought it was very shady of production to be like, the First Lady of Maryland didn't want to be on the Real Housewives of Potomac. We all know that production can be shady. Got it. But I also think that there's a certain level of decorum when we're dealing with, certain people. And I felt like that shadiness for the First Lady of Maryland, I just thought that was a little crass for them to do that. But the problem that y'all are having is, why didn't the First Lady of Maryland want to be seen on camera? All she did was say hi. She didn't do anything. She didn't give a speech. She didn't say anything. Literally, all she did was hug and kiss them women and thank them for coming. Why she didn't want to be on camera? Y'all got a problem. Production, Real Housewives of Potomac as a franchise, y'all have a problem. Because in my interpretation of it, and I don't know the First Lady, I asked her this question. My interpretation of it is she felt like it wouldn't have been a good look for her or her husband. That's how I took that, right? Here's a show that is filmed in your state that has been on for, this is in its 10th season, which means it's been running for about 13, 14 years. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like that is a problem that the First Lady of the state of Maryland at her own event didn't even want to be seen on camera talking to y'all. Because either her PR or her personally felt like it wasn't a good look. Now, let's be fair. In hindsight, maybe she was clairvoyant. Maybe that intuition stood up. Maybe the hairs on the back of her neck. Maybe she had some discernment. But now look at where we are with Wendy. It probably wouldn't have been a good look. Even though we know Wendy hosted that event, it wouldn't have been a good look if it was Wendy and the First Lady all up and through that episode. You see what I'm saying? So Potomac, y'all have a problem. And I'm not even talking about the fact that Wendy's in legal trouble and we had Kern last season, because all these franchises have had some level of legal scandal. I'm not talking about that. But we also can think of all of these franchises that have had dignitaries, heads of state, all sorts of things be filmed on their show. Potomac, y'all need to think about why the first lady didn't even want to be seen on camera with y'all. Y'all got to think about that. Because we saw Keisha Lance Bottom was on the Real Housewives of Atlanta while she was mayor, right? We've seen other councilmen, mayors, and politicians on Beverly Hills or New York. Like, we've seen it in other franchises. Y'all got Houston, y'all have a problem. Y'all have a problem. Thank you, Cece, for the super chat. Says, thank you, Really B. You nailed that part. Thank you, boo. The vice president, right. The vice president was on Married to Medicine. Kamala Harris was on Married to Medicine. Like, not once, but twice. Not once, but twice. So again, it's not about Bravo. It's not even about the Housewives franchise. It's about this franchise that the state of Maryland felt like it wasn't a good look for their first lady to be seen on camera. Right. The former press secretary was on last season. You're right. You're right. She sure was. But, you know, I don't know. And again, maybe I'm putting 20 on 10, y'all. Maybe I'm reading too deep into it. But when I saw that thing hit me some kind of way. I was like, damn, she don't even want to be seen hugging the ladies. Like, all she did was give them a hug. Like, it was just a reception line. Like, it wasn't even that deep. She didn't even have a private reception with them. She literally was just walking down the reception line, and she was like, I don't want to be on camera. Interesting. But anyway, moving right along. So then the ladies are on their way to Nevis. Now, let me tell you something. I want to go to Nevis now. I've been to St. Kitts, but I've never been to Nevis. Okay, I want to go to Nevis now. I'm always down for an island, but maybe they edited her off since the allegations. I don't think so, Katrina. I don't think the turnaround was long enough for that. I could be wrong. But I don't think because these shows are already done. I don't know. I don't know if that was enough turnaround for them to edit her out. Maybe they did. Maybe they made a phone call and maybe Bravo acquiesced and said, okay, we're going to blur out her face. I don't know. But I don't know. It just seems like, I don't know if the turnaround, I mean, I guess anything is possible, but I don't know. Interesting though. And it could be that. It could be something very recent. So we get ready to go on this trip and baby, they didn't invite Jazzy. Now, here's how we know that Jazzy was an afterthought. Because her ass was in economy. Everybody else was in first class. Jazzy was in economy. And here's how we know that Jazzy was in economy. Because they waited to the last minute. Because even if production wasn't going to put her in first class, I'm sure she has enough money to upgrade herself. First class was probably full. And they could not upgrade her. So her ass was in economy. And not only was she in economy, but for as long as it seemed to take her to get off that damn plane, she must have been in the bag. She must have been in the bag. Now, with that being said, and then they had the nerve, Jazelle had the nerve to say, this is her bachelorette party. Ain't no way in hell it is her bachelorette party because she wasn't even supposed to be going on this damn trip. Because again, if I'm one of the guests of honor, why the fuck was I in economy? If I'm one of the guests of honor, why am I not even in first class? Because I wasn't supposed to be on this trip. And because by the time production decided to invite me, first class was full. Now, the ladies are getting ready to go. They sitting in the lounge waiting for the boat to take them over to the island because they had to fly in the St. Kitts and they had to take the boat over to Nevis. And Angel, hey girl, how you ain't know you couldn't have camouflage? I went to Jamaica a few years ago and we stayed on a resort. And that was one of the things they were like, you can't have camouflage, you can't wear camouflage, you can't do anything camouflage like. It is very clear. And they stress it because it is that serious. Girl, how you didn't know? First of all, how you didn't know, and second of all, if you didn't know, you didn't read. You like Angel, girl. You never been to the islands because that's most of the islands you can't wear camouflage. On most of the islands, you cannot wear camouflage. So, girl, how you didn't know that? Right, exactly, Cyber Diva. It's a thing. Like, this didn't just happen. I saw you earlier today too, Cyber Diva, and I was like, I hadn't seen her in a while. I saw you over at James' chat. Was it today he did the Braxtons? I saw you over there, and I was like, I ain't seen Cyber Diva in a while. It's good to see you, boo. Like, I just don't understand how you didn't know that. And if you did, and even if you didn't know, you didn't read. Like, production put it in the what to wear, what not to wear package. Like, it was clear. So anyway, her ass almost didn't get in the damn get on Nevis because she didn't read her damn instruction guide. Now, thank God for Tia. Tia packs like I pack. This is what I'm saying. People be making a big deal out of nothing. Production was like, why did you have an empty suitcase? I know for me, I don't have an empty suitcase, but I pack very loose. When I'm going somewhere, I pack very loose, okay? So that I have space for stuff if I'm bringing something back. I pack very loose, and I usually take, depending on where I'm going and all of that, I take one of my bigger suitcases, and I pack very loose. So I'm just, especially if I'm going to be in first class where I know I get to check a bag for free, and I have up to 75 pounds or whatever. What is it, first class, 70 or 75 pounds? I pack loose as hell in the biggest suitcase I can find because I never know what I'm bringing back. So I'm just sitting here like, why y'all acting like that's not a thing? Why y'all acting like Tia did something crazy? Oh my gosh, why do you have an extra suitcase? Because. And Kate throwing shade at Jazzy, but your friend doesn't even know the rules. So anyway, they get on the boat and now we have to have a kumbaya moment. We all got to sit at this table. They was tight as hell. Because I was like, why are they all sitting at this table? They got this big ass boat that they could be lounging and chilling and enjoying the moment and enjoying the water and just being in the moment. And they are scrunched up at this damn table. I said, oh, that's right. Because they got to have another argument before they get to the daggone island. Okay. Exactly, CC. I mean, and not only do I pack loose, I also take an extra bag. I always take an extra bag. Like, y'all be on some other stuff, child. Anyway, moving right along. So they get on the boat and they're having this conversation. Once again, we got to have the conversation about KK and Jazzy being cool. And that's where the whole thing comes up about, maybe that was at dinner, about Angel throwing shade. Maybe that was at dinner, child. But they had this whole thing with Jazzy and with KK and Wendy. So Jazzy was like, well, it's interesting that you said that I had a problem with you, but did you tell Wendy what you told me about what you said to me about her? Here's my problem with this. Jazzy, don't put the threat out and then don't tell us. Like you sitting there like, oh, well, did Wendy tell you what? I mean, did you tell Wendy what you told me? She said this about you, Wendy. She said, but you won't say what it was. Even when production asked, you won't say anything. So what that makes me feel like is that you're lying. Because at that point, you didn't throw it out there. You didn't put it out there. You might as well tell us what was said. What did she say about Wendy? What did KK say about Wendy? I can't respect it. If you don't put it on, I can't respect it, right? So you just throwing it out there makes me feel like you just trying to cause problems because you felt some kind of way about what Jazzy said about you. Now I don't respect it. Because number one, I don't respect it because if you actually, the time to throw that back at her was at the Preakness. When she said, when she threw out there about you being a side chick, okay? The time to throw it back at her about, well, you said some things about Wendy too. That was back at the Preakness. Now I feel like you had time to go home and ponder on it and think about it. And now you decided you was going to throw that out there. So at this point, I'm going to be honest. Until Jazzy tell us what exactly was said, I don't believe it. Do I believe that KK could have been talking about Wendy? Sure. But I don't believe you now because it just was very convenient how you threw that out there. Right. Name them. There you go. Name them. Name them. Like at this point, I need to hear the names. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Give me something. So then, hold on. I feel like I forgot something. Let me look at my notes. Then they get into this whole argument about how basically KK and Angel are the same team. So maybe that is when they brought up the whole thing about Jazzy's fiance and Angel's husband, and they brought up the whole thing about you was throwing shade. And then she was saying how, well, do you have a problem with Jazzy? And she was like, they was like, because your whole attitude seemed to change. And it does seem like you have a problem with whoever KK has a problem with. And Jazelle did say something that was like, well, I hope that, at this point, we want to get to know you outside of Jazzy. I mean, outside of KK. Excuse me, I said Jazzy. Like, it just seems like whoever KK has a problem with, you have a problem with them. And at this point, we just want to get to know you outside of KK and outside of whoever KK has got an issue with. And it just seems like that's not where we're getting. And I'm going to be honest, Angel, I really want to like you. I do. But it does seem like that. It seems like, because now in hindsight, because at first I was like, well, I think that was a little petty that they would bring up, oh, he's a starter. But then once they brought that up, I was like, were you now it does seem like you were being shady. Because at first I was like, it's not that serious. I don't think she was being shady. I think she was just like, my man. But now that you were like, well, you do kind of have an issue with Jazzy because of how KK came, how she came at KK. It does seem like now you was throwing some shade because they said that you had an attitude the minute Jazzy walked in the room and you didn't really dispute it. So now I feel like you were being shady on purpose, Angel. And I was ready to defend you. It was in my notes. It was in my notes until we got to this part. And I was like, well, Angel, listen, you're about to make you ain't about to, you already made it. You're making a really bad mistake. And not from the point of view of you got to be scared of these ladies or anything like that. No, not at all. I'm not saying that at all. That's not the point I'm making. But when you come into a group like this, that was the other thing. Jazelle was saying that Angel didn't want Jazzy to come. That's what it was. That's how we got here. That Jazelle was saying, but she was like, I mean, you could invite Sharice, but I don't want Jazzy. And that's where that came from. That's how that conversation started. But when you're coming in, this in any group, whether it's a TV show or not, when you're coming into a new group of people and one of your friends has opinions or feels some kind of way, you really should always get to know people for yourself. Yes, you have friends and you trust your friends and you believe what your friends have to say, but you should also take that with a grain of salt and get to know these people for yourself. It seems like you came into this group Basically, you already made up your mind about these women. You already feel how you feel, and you gonna go that way. And whatever way that is Jazzy's way. I mean, I keep saying Jazzy. I did that last week. Lord, I did that last week. KK's way. And whoever KK got an issue with, you're gonna have an issue with. And so, of course, by the end of this conversation, KK had an attitude, Angel had an attitude. The rest of the ladies went on deck and they was dancing and having themselves a good time. Stacey still can't twerk, but y'all know I don't care. We get to the resort and Jazelle, I love these when the ladies aren't fighting over rooms and shit. So Jazelle and Ashley are in one villa. Wendy, Stacey, Angel and KK are in another villa. Tia's in the nanny suite, so she has a whole, like, basically apartment to herself. And then the rest of the ladies are in the third villa. I believe, like I said, I believe it's Stacey, Wendy, and it's somebody else I'm forgetting. Jazzy. Right, SCK. You hear what people are saying, but put it on the shelf and get to know people for yourselves. I mean, you could be cautious. You know what I mean? You could be cautious. Keep your head on a swivel. So when the ladies go into their villas and they're sort of getting to know each, they're walking around getting to know their rooms or whatever. This is where I'm over the mean girl shit. This is where I hit my peak. This is where I hit my I am over the mean girlness. So first thing was, as they were riding to their villas on the little golf carts, Jazelle and Ashley are having this conversation about Tia and Angel's pictures on social media. And they proceed to talk about Angel not looking like her pictures on her social media, and Jazelle making a big deal about it like it's an issue. Who gives a fuck? I did not understand why that was even a thing. All of y'all put pictures on social media that y'all have touched up. Some of y'all have gone and had surgery to touch up your social media pictures. Others of y'all hit a button and do a little this and a little bit of that. You lighten, you this, you that. Like, all of y'all do something. Hell, I do shit sometimes. I don't do it on every single picture, but I put up filtered pictures before. Like, we all do it. Why was that an issue? And when we get to dinner and they turned it into a whole, I'm going to get there because I'm going to get there. That, I was like, okay. Now, had I not seen the clip that they showed us all week long showing Jazelle bringing it up at dinner, I really would think, oh, okay, they just having a conversation. But the fact that it came up later, but like I said, we'll get there. So then we get to the house and everybody or their rooms, whatever. Everybody has a personalized robe. Everybody has a personalized toiletry bag in their room, except for Stacey. Oh, everybody has a personalized card from Jazelle, except for Stacey. Let me say this. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say about Stacey, and y'all can feel however y'all feel about Stacey. Y'all can think she's a liar. Y'all can, all of the things, that's fine. But let me tell y'all something. I give Stacey a whole lot of credit for dealing with the shit that she has had to deal with in these first 4 episodes. That is the lowest shit I have ever seen. How hard is it? Because let's be clear. You had to go through more trouble to not give that woman a robe and a toiletry bag than you had to go through to get her one. Because let's call a thing, y'all. Jazelle is the host, but these resorts do this shit all the time. They probably have somebody on standby that can whip those things up. Actually, they just probably have a machine where they type the name into the machine and they put the robe on the machine and it literally makes the robe in 5 minutes. I promise you it ain't that hard and it ain't that complicated. Gone are the days where there's literally somebody sewing these things. The same thing with the toiletry bag. They literally probably have a closet of toiletry bags because all it was their initial. They literally probably have a closet of those toiletry bags with the letters. The letters might already be stitched on there and they just pick up the letter that they need. It's not that hard, right? Resorts like this do it all the time. The VIPs, they do that shit all the time. It's not that complicated. You literally just give them the list of names of people who are staying in the room and they make the shit and it's there. Those cards, Jazelle, I'm telling you, Jazelle probably had those cards in her bag that she had written out. They probably sent them to her for her to fill out the cards. And while Jazelle had the ladies in her villa, she probably handed those cards to somebody when she got there. And when Jazelle had the ladies in the villa with the champagne, talking to them about, okay, they were probably putting those cards in those people's rooms. It's not that complicated. The fact that you went out of your way to not give that woman, get her name put on a robe and a person and her card, you could have just put on the card, you know, hey girl, I feel like we're not in a good place right now. Hopefully this trip we can reset. It didn't even have to be that deep. Hell, you could have just put on the card, I appreciate you coming. Let's have a good time. It didn't have to be that deep. But for you to go out of your way to try to make that woman feel bad, that is the meanest, girlish shit. And I know that's not a word, but y'all know what I'm saying. That is some low shit, Jazelle. And we done seen Jazelle do some dirty shit before. We done seen Jazelle do some hazing before. But that, to me, has got to be one of the lowest things I have ever seen Jazelle do on this show. I ain't say the lowest. I said one of the lowest. I ain't about to start a greatest hits on Jazelle Bryant. But I think that has got to be one of the lowest things I have ever seen. And then we see Angel and KK talking. And they said Angel said at the airport, nobody spoke to her. That when she got to the airport, they didn't even greet her. They didn't even say good morning. They didn't even hug her. Like, y'all are really doing a lot. And that's what I meant at the beginning of this review when I was like, I am over it. I am so over this mean girl shit. I am done with it because y'all are really going out of your way to be so nasty. And I get it. Y'all have decided Stacey is the one. We know that everybody gets a turn. It's Stacey's turn. But I just feel like y'all are really on one right now. Ashley hugged Angel. Jazelle did not. They showed the clip. They ran the clip back. Was it Wendy? Because Ashley did hug, but I didn't see. Hold on. Let me check. I don't want to lie on nobody. Was it just Wendy? But either way, it's still petty as hell. Even if it was just Wendy. But all right, I don't want to put nothing on. I know Ashley did. I saw Ashley did hug her. That was a live production showed it. Hold on. Let me see y'all. Because y'all know I got it playing in the background while I'm doing my review. Okay, you know what? I take it back. Jazelle did hug her. I take it back. Jazelle did hug her. Okay, never mind. My bad. I take it back. I'm wrong. Jazelle did hug her. Ashley did hug her. So she was lying. Angel was lying. My bad. I apologize. See, I could apologize when I be fucking up. I thought that I didn't see. I knew I saw Ashley do it. I thought I didn't see Jazelle, but I did see Jazelle do it. Okay. Jazelle did. Y'all right. Y'all are right. Jazelle did. Y'all did. Y'all are right. So the ladies get ready for dinner. So we get to dinner. And Wendy didn't. So it was Wendy that didn't. Okay. But I could understand why Wendy didn't, because Wendy was still feeling some kind of way about how Angel came at her at the party, because she brings it up at dinner. So let's get to, so we saw Tia call her daughter. It's her daughter's birthday. And she said, listen, I felt some kind of way about missing my kid's birthday until I realized they didn't care. Until I realized that all they cared about was making sure that they had their party and they had their gifts and they didn't care whether I was there or not. So they all right. I'm all right. We good. Ouch. So the ladies are at dinner, and I guess Stacey calls herself dropping a bomb and bringing up Jazelle having a boyfriend. Stacey, girl, it didn't land. And here's why it didn't land. There's a difference between dating and having a boyfriend. And Jazelle did a really good job of basically saying, yes, I know him. Yes, we went out on a date. Yes, we've gone out on a few dates, but that's not my man. I don't have a boyfriend. And I was like, Stacey, girl, you tried it, but it didn't land. Number one, it didn't land. And number two, you are not the person to deliver the message. Even if it did land, girl, we still don't know what the hell going on with you, TJ, and your ex-husband / boyfriend. So, girl, you are not the person to land it. You are not the person to bring the tea. You stay over there. You should have passed that on to somebody that was going to bring it up, because it did not come from you, okay? Stacey, it did not land, and it really just made Jazelle look like more of a player to me. Jazelle was like, yeah, he on the roster. Mm-hmm. And Ashley was like, yeah, I was there. We were at a birthday party, and, you know, he was this and that, the other, whatever. So then they bring up Angel. Now, this is what pissed me off about the situation with Angel. And maybe I was trying to give Angel a little bit because I really didn't like the way this whole conversation went. But if Angel put 20 on 10, then Angel put 20 on 10. It is what it is. And I apologize. Don't leave it in them comments because I done already corrected myself. For the people that's watching this on the replay, if you about to type or you already typed in my comments that Angel lied, delete it, because I done already corrected myself. I don't need y'all telling me when I already correct myself. Ooh, that frustrates me, but moving right along. So, and Cajun, don't you do it trying to be funny. So, once again, Wendy brings up Angel's energy and Angel's attitude at KK's house. This is what I'm going to say about that. Wendy, let it go, girl. Your points are valid, but let it go. Look at yeah, spilling all the tea. Look at that. Coming out the bushes. Angel lets y'all know that she's very shy, and it can come off as standoffish when she's around people she doesn't know and she's meeting people. I'm very much like that. I know a lot of people don't believe that about me because y'all see me here on YouTube and y'all see a certain person, but when I'm in a group of people and I don't know, I can be very shy. I don't have a lot to say. I know, surprise, surprise, until I get comfortable, until I really get to know people. Now, with that being said, I feel like Angel gave y'all a moment. I feel like Angel was opening up to y'all, and I feel like Angel was being vulnerable. What pissed me off about that moment was that y'all took that exact moment where this woman just opened up to y'all. Y'all been saying that this is what y'all want. She opened up and explained why sometimes it may come off as her being standoffish when she's not trying to be. And y'all took that moment to bring up her pictures. I cannot believe that y'all, first of all, I can't believe that y'all even made that a thing. But I definitely can't believe that y'all chose to make it a thing in that moment. Y'all brought it up in that moment that she just opened up to y'all and she just shared some things about herself. That's the moment that y'all decided to bring up these damn Instagram social media pictures. Really? And what did y'all want her to do? Take them all down? Like, y'all kept coming at her and coming at her and coming at her. And I was watching it and I was like, what do they want her to do? What do they want her to say? What do they want her to do? Because at this point, The pictures are up on her social media. The pictures are filtered or altered or whatever they are. What y'all want that woman to do? Y'all want her to go through her social media and take them all down? When we literally know that everybody, maybe not say everybody, a lot of y'all at that table have had cosmetic surgery. We know Jazelle has. We know Wendy has. I don't know about Stacey. Ashley, I suspect, has. Well, we know Ashley has because we know Ashley got her breast done. So, Ashley, you got your breast done. Giselle, you had a mommy makeover. Wendy, you had your breast done and had a BBL, right? So the three main women that are coming at her about her filtered pictures have all had some sort of cosmetic procedure done to alter their appearance for whatever their reasons are. And I think everybody has a right to do that. I'm not shaming them, but the fact that y'all are coming at this woman about her filters, what do y'all want her to say? What do y'all want her to do about it? I thought that was the most immature elementary school conversation, because to what end was what was the purpose of the whole fucking conversation? I don't care. But here's the thing. That's fine that y'all don't think the pictures look like her, but so what? Like, what was the purpose? Who is it bothering? This is a whole married woman with kids. She's clearly not out here trying to get a man. Who cares if she's altering her pictures on social media? That's all I'm saying. I understand that some people are like, well, they don't look like her. So what? So what? I just didn't understand the whole purpose of that conversation. And again, I get it that some people are like, well, I don't think it looks like her. Okay. Listen, I could probably go through social media right now and find pictures of people. I remember they had that whole thing about Beyonce bleaching her skin. And people were like, she's not bleaching her skin. That's just lighting. That's just this. That's just that. You can always find people's social media pictures where it doesn't look like them. But I also think, but this is the other part that's pissing me off. And I said this last week, and I'm going to say it again this week. For a group of women, in my opinion, that are sitting around tearing down another woman, because let's be clear, it is clear. You can look at those pictures that were on social media and look at Angel now, or then. It is clear that Angel has gained weight. It is clear that Angel is dealing with all the things that women deal with when they have a baby. Their face spreads, their nose spreads, right? It takes them a little bit longer to lose the weight. She's pumping she's breastfeeding. So she's got the bigger breasts. Like, I feel like as women who know this woman just had a baby, well, relatively just had a baby. All of the things that women deal with when they have a child, I feel like y'all are poking at it. Y'all are stressing it out. Y'all are, for a woman who may already be dealing with insecurities, here y'all are poking at her. Here y'all are putting a bullseye on something that maybe she's filtering those pictures because she's feeling some kind of way right now because she's picked up weight that she can't let go of. You can look at the confessional. If y'all go back and look at the episode, the confessional from tonight's episode in the red, you can tell she's lost weight. You can tell she's lost weight. And that confessional, from when they were filming to whenever she filmed that confessional, she's lost weight. So it's clear that she's working on getting back to wherever she was when she posted those pictures. But for y'all to put that out, it just pisses me off, because I feel like as women, why are y'all tearing that woman down when you know some of what we're looking at is the fact that she's picked up weight and she's had a baby? Both of her kids look young, so looks like she had two babies within 3 to 4 years of each other. Come on, y'all. And I'm saying y'all, I'm not meaning y'all in the chat. I mean in general, like, come on, y'all. Just like last week when Jazelle made a comment about her breasts. Now, I'm going to be fair. I think she could have used a bigger size in that dress that she wore to the Preakness. But I also think, once again, I think maybe she was dealing with, when she bought that dress, she could fit it. And maybe by the time she was wearing that dress, exactly, caramel kisses. Her husband clearly likes it. And that's why I said, you know, sometimes with women, we damned if we do and we damned if we don't. That woman, the people got on Serena Williams about being on the GLP-1s when she said, listen, I was struggling to lose them last 15 pounds that I couldn't get them off. I did exercise. I did work out. I did all of the things. Short of having surgery, I couldn't get it off. So I chose to take a shot rather than have surgery, right? And we know that she was working out. We know she was doing all the things. Serena Williams been working out her whole life. We know she was working out. We know she was eating right. She's got a chef probably cooking the best meals for her. So it's not, sometimes it just, listen, the older you get, the harder it is. And especially you talking about having babies. It's just, it just pisses me off when I feel like, because again, I'm sitting here and I'm like, what do y'all want this woman to say? Like, what is it? Because they kept going and going and going. What would have made y'all happy? You know what I mean? Like, what would have made y'all happy in that moment? What did y'all want that woman to say to y'all? So anyway, right at the end of the episode, Ashley drops her bombshell about Stacey trying to push up on Chris Samuels. And that's what the cliffhanger was going into next week. I honestly think that's going to be a nothing burger, if I'm being very honest. Stacey is back with her husband, and Chris is out living his best life. At best, maybe when Stacey, you know, before her and her husband got back together, maybe Stacey was flirting with Chris or interested in flirting with Chris. But I think it's a nothing burger. I think it's something that probably already happened way ago. You know what I mean? I don't think it's that deep. But we're going to wait and see. So that was the episode, you guys. I appreciate y'all. If y'all haven't hit the like button, please hit it on your way out the door. Don't forget, tomorrow night is the Whether You Like It or Not panel. And we will be at Sakina's house. Yeah, because y'all went last week. We will be at Sakina's house. No. Yeah. No. We're at the Citadel. We went. Oh, shit. This is episode 4. So, no, we're going to be at the Citadel. Y'all, you still here? Yeah, we're going to be at the Citadel. Sorry, we're going to be at y'all's house tomorrow. Lord, I feel like I didn't realize last week I hosted. Damn. Okay, my bad. It's at the Citadel, y'all. I swear I didn't feel like I hosted last week. I don't know why I didn't feel like last week was my week. Okay. Yes, we will be at the Citadel. My apologies. We will be at the Citadel. Y'all drop your link in the chat real quick, please. If you're not already subscribed to Yocrates, y'all make sure y'all get the link. I'll definitely be putting it on my community wall. We'll be posting it on social media, on Instagram. And remember, it's at y'all's house, so y'all know it's gonna be on time. It's not 8 o'clock ish. I mean 8:30 ish. It's gonna be 8:30. So if y'all want to catch the beginning. And I think y'all does tweets of the week. So if y'all want to get some tweets of the week, y'all better be on time, honey. Be on time. I've never been able to memorize the order of y'all's hosts. Well, so the order is, it always starts with Scotty, and then T, me, Ya, Sakina, and Busy. If JoJo was on the panel, then JoJo was before me. Maybe we'll write up like a flyer and put it on our community walls. That's actually a good idea for you guys. I'm gonna take that to the group. Maybe we can like post up something with our names and our YouTube links that we can post on our community walls so everybody can get the order. Maybe we need to do that at the beginning of the season so that y'all can y'all know the order. But that's the order. The order is, it's always, so season 1, episode 1 is gonna always be Scotty. And then it's going to be Giving You the Real Tea. If JoJo is on the panel, JoJo was 3rd. Then me, Ya, Sakina, and Busy. And then it starts over. Sometimes if I can't do my week or somebody can't do their week, then what we'll do is we'll flip week. So if like I'm not available and it's my week, I might say, yeah, you go ahead and go my week, and then I'll go next week. Sometimes we'll flip it up like that, but that's the order. That was the order. But that's a good idea though. I'm gonna talk to Scotty about that. Maybe we can get JoJo or one of us. I can't say JoJo. We can make a flyer, but we could just put the order of what the order is. Yeah. But that's yeah. All right, y'all. I'm about to get out of here. I will see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good evening. Peace. Thank y'all for the super chats. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for the likes.